It's the Cobry Cafetiere of cloud knowledge. Oh yeah.
Data Studio, at the end of the day, what it does is it creates a live report of your business data, which requires no maintenance, which is the great thing about it. It provides an extreme amount of value for very little upfront cost.
The three kind of pillars, if you like, when doing a data studio project, you've got the three stages there being collect your data, like how you collect it, whether you use Google Forms and you get all the feedback through that way. Then you've got the aggregation of your data. And then the third step is being the actual display of the data.
There are certain scenarios that apply to businesses in which they want to visualize their data. We often come across organizations that have a lot of data but aren't doing much with it. That's kind of point number one. Point number two is that they're already using a system, but they're paying a lot for it. And they might want to use to something more cloud native and more friendly to use, and something more, free, more cheaper, I guess. And another position is that an organization might have data all over the place and a lot of different systems, and they don't have sort of one source of truth for it, and they don't have a way to visualize all those pockets of information within the organization. This is an example of a Google Data Studio report. If all the data here is appended from a sheet, just a simple spreadsheet, really easy to use. And almost instantly, we've got some really nice metrics to go off of. So to give a bit of context, this is a demo dashboard that we've made for a pseudo organization, a fake organization called Rubens Bars. We currently have a script that basically does a fake audit every day for these three restaurants. And instantly, as soon as this Google form gets completed, the response gets put into a Google Sheet, and then it's updated live on the dashboard. So then we can start, questioning the data. And the nice thing about Data Studio, it creates a really nice interactive interface as well. So if we really want to drill into Juniper Eats, I can use this filter. And here we have data purely for this one organization. Yeah. The whole idea behind why we do this is all about the value add, right?
We already have experience with past projects with dashboards, but we also create the system behind your dashboards to create, if they are not already there, we create those systems, those processes which gather all the data in a nice way for both the person that's gathering the data and then for Data Studio to then design the dashboards.
We make it as low maintenance as we possibly can, which means that we deliver the dashboard, and as long as the data keeps flowing, the dashboard keeps showing.
If there's maybe something a bit more complex and it needs a bit more maintenance, kind of ongoing and adjusting, then obviously Cobry kind of work on retainer basis as well, so that not just setting up, but the ongoing maintenance is available alongside that.
So here I've got a data set from Netflix. And this is already pre-cleaned, pre-aggregated, so this is a nice data set. Cobry will get you to this point, right? And I've got a Data Studio report here. The easiest way to get started is just to connect to a Google Sheet, which is exactly what I've got. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to search it, get it from a URL, copy that URL across, paste it into my Data Studio, and hopefully it picks it up if I press enter. There we go, I've added a data source. The Data Studio is now seeing the data. This is now live. This is currently a table that I'm working with, but we can work with a lot of different chart types. And this is how we start building reports, right? And there's a lot more nuance to building a report than just throwing charts at the wall and seeing what sticks. It's all about telling a story. It's all about having an agenda when you go in with this data. What questions do we want to answer? What kind of business decisions do we want to make based off of the data that we have?